In this video, I'm going to be explaining how I came from playing in the National Football League to now becoming an energy healer, self-mastery, and spiritual coach. Are you ready for this? All right, let's go. Hi, my name is Willie Whitehead Jr. and welcome to another episode of Radical Expansion. And in this episode, I'm going to summarize my journey. It's long, so I'm going to summarize it how I went from having a long career playing in the NFL to now being this energy healer, this master energy healer and spiritual and self-mastery coach. And to give a little background about myself, I come from the small town of Tuskegee, Alabama, city of Tuskegee, Alabama. And through my journey, I've always had to work harder than the next person. I always had to overachieve in order to reach my dream, reach my goal. So I pretty much walked on to the Pee Wee football team in high school. I walked on to Auburn University and to the NFL. And through that journey, I learned a lot of things along the way, especially when I got to the NFL. Well, I spent about 2.5 years in Canada and a stint in NFL Europe, in Frankfurt, Germany. And during my experiences, specifically when I got to the New Orleans Saints, the NFL, and I played there from 1999 to 2007, I had some spiritual experiences that I couldn't explain, like going to sleep at night and dreaming about seeing something on the news and then waking up that morning to turn on the news to see exactly what I dreamed about, or dreaming about meeting someone, a very important person, and then the next day driving out and meeting that person. And so I was like, okay, this is a little deja vu stuff. I really couldn't understand it. And, I was really steeped in a lot of things, religious. I just cared about football. So, but more and more, I had different experiences. I would meet people, that would tell me, well, Willie is greater than football. I'm like, what do you mean? Nothing greater than football. That's all I care about. And another person, a prophetic pastor, you have a royal anointing on your life. I'm like, what? And so I thought they were, they were crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And they told me those things when, I was upset about, not performing well, or we lost a preseason game, or, any of those things. So, but it was all part of my journey. And as I went through playing in the NFL, I was always the motivator, always motivated the guys. I stayed in, I was in religion. I stayed in my Bible. I motivated the guys. I always loved encouraging people, just wanting to help them. And to the point that I was awarded the Ed Block NFL Award, Ed Block Courage Award in 2005. So after retiring from the NFL, I went through a period of deep depression, because I only identified myself with being this NFL football player. And so I lost that love and attention that I so desperately desired from the love of the fans and the people around me, my teammates. But that was gone. And I searched deeply. I wanted to continue to play, and I wanted to get that back, but I couldn't. So I was trying to make ends meet. So I would and try to figure out my purpose. So I would work at a dealership, car dealership. I would started a franchise, wing franchise that I invested in, but none of those things panned out. And it wasn't until I really delved into more and more into my foundation. I have a nonprofit that works with disadvantaged youth. So I worked, Spirit guided me to get more into that. And as I got more into working with the kids, I end up connecting with an old friend that helped me to run the foundation. And we ended up signing up for a course for strategic plan, set up a strategic plan for the nonprofit. So as we did, we ended up meeting a great gentleman by the name of Jose Bright that was holding the course. And I didn't realize that he was a great, he was a spiritual man, and that, he was also a healer and intuitive too. So he decided, we formed a relationship, and he wanted to work with me afterwards, and was telling me, it's really something, special about you. I said, oh, okay, thank you. And told, the lady that was working for me. So he wanted to introduce me to his spiritual teacher that was up in LA, Los Angeles, named Enrico. And so I said, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. As he was telling me some things about him. I said, that's interesting. So I ended up going to LA to meet him. His flight got mixed up. So I'm there by myself. And you can imagine, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know this guy. Like, what do I, what am I going to, what to expect? So I end up meeting him, and I've never felt the type of unconditional love that I felt from anybody, and from meeting him. It was unbelievable. And so he was kind of breaking down to me how I was intuitively, how I was a healer, and I was supposed to get into my gifts when I was playing football, but it was stopped for a particular reason. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, a healer? Like, I don't know, man. But I was so deeply entrenched in wanting to figure out what's next, wanting to figure out my purpose, that I went along with it, and he showed me some things that I'm like, blew my mind. Pictures of him healing people, and light, the camera capturing the light around his body. I'm like, oh my God, like, who are you? And he's healed people, a number of people around the world for years. Worked with a number of big name people, and so as I went further along in my journey, he taught me more and more things. And then my friend, Jose, gave me a meditation, that would activate the healing energy in my hands. So I went through the meditation, and then, as I went through that process, all of a sudden, I started being able to feel. I looked up some exercises on feeling the energy in your hands. But then mine was really intense. Like I would stroke my hands over like some rocks or something like that, and I could literally feel it. Feels like static clean, like the energy. I could feel the energy in the air. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And so as I continued along, I ended up looking up energy healing, online. I ended up signing up for energy healing course, got certified, joined the Facebook group. I met some interesting people. And so I said, let me test this out. So I put in the group that anybody that wants to receive distant energy healing, let me know. Like over 25 people, sent me a message that they wanted to receive a free healing session. So I was like, whoa, okay. So as I started working with people, with a guy in India and a lady in Brazil and someone, this lady up in North Dakota, and, Spirit is guiding me the whole way on what to do. So I'm looking at their picture and tuning into their eyes. And then I go into meditation, and all of a sudden an image pops into my head of them in the space that they are in. And I'm like, what am I looking at? Right? Like they're laying on the bed, they're sitting in the chair. And so, Spirit is guiding me to use my hands, roll my hands over, skin my hands over their body. And then I would actually feel the energy. I would feel that static clean in certain areas of their body. And I would just move it around until I don't feel it anymore. And when I call and when I messaged them back to get feedback, they would tell me, "Oh, Willie, I felt the sensations in my leg and in my arm and in my chest. And oh my God, like I feel so much better now. Oh my God, thank you." I'm like, whoa, like, what is this? So from that, it just went further down the rabbit hole, and I began to learn more and more about energy healing and the science of it, the research. There's a lot of scientific research that backs it up, that's been done. And I want to get into all the lingo from quantum entanglement to biophotons and all those things. I'll put some information out later that you can research and look at on your own. But just to let you know that the reason I share this story of my journey is because I believe in this time that you may be, you might have innate gifts in you that need to be awakened. And it's important that you just explore that. And if they are, to really don't be afraid to really move forward with those gifts, because it's needed for this time right now. This world needs healing. People need healing with this COVID virus and all the different things that are going on. We need more than ever the people to wake up to their purpose, to who they really are, beyond what they do from the 9 to 5. There may be something else that you're not even aware of, that once you tap into it, it will change your life forever. So just think about that for a minute and understand that your gifts will make room for you and give you a life that you won't believe. Right? And it's Willie Whitehead Jr. Thank you for tuning in to this video. If you liked the video, if it was of value to you, hit like, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to my channel to get more and more great content dealing with self-mastery, energy healing, and spirituality. All right, until next time, much love. Peace.